Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, we look at Generations Select Series Swoop and Ricochet, Transformers Generations, Movie Masterpiece, and Studio Series release rumors are abound, and we've got more Masterpiece-scaled Optimus Prime news than we know what to do with. Today is Wednesday, December 5th, 2018, and this is episode 306 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's been primed, I guess, for yet another MP Prime. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how you doing?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hello. Let's talk Transformers.
All right. And we're back again. This week we've got happy news because we do have a new donation. So Chris,
yay.
Thank you for contributing and joining the fun. And Chris is a professional because he is from the Cantina Cast. I think, Jeremy, you know Chris, don't you?
Virtually. He's on the Cantina Cast is a Star Wars podcast, and I've been listening to them. They're related to the Ready Player One podcast I was on, The Basement. They're on the same podcast network, so I kind of got to know him through being on The Basement, and
cool.
It's a fun show, and I hope to see them at Star Wars Celebration.
All right. And we'll have a link to the Cantina Cast in our show notes, so you can check that out if you do.
Yes.
Because we like Star Wars. We are Transformers nerds, but we like Star Wars too. Well, most of us do.
There are Star Wars Transformers.
There are. That's true.
They exist.
They're not great, but they are there.
No, but they exist.
Can't deny they exist.
And again, of course, we thank all of our Donatreons, the people who give us money on PayPal and Patreon. We really appreciate it. We, of course, have all those perks, listening to the show live, getting some merchandise, some swag occasionally, and that monthly Declassified podcast, which we just put up our November one last week, so you can check that out. I think that was a good one, talking with friend of the show, Dave, who's one of the volunteer organizers for TFCon. So talking about volunteering at a convention.
Yeah, it was pretty insightful, seeing what goes on behind the scenes.
Yep. Also, we have been promoting our TeePublic store, so transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And they have been running lots of sales intermittently. I've been trying to put them up on social media, but now again they are rebooting their Black Friday sale, so it's the same discount that they had on Black Friday. Everything 30% off, which means all the base T-shirts are just $14. So this is now running from December 3rd to December 13th. So right now you can get a shirt there. So if you were thinking about getting a Transmission shirt, it's out there. Just saying, get it now when it's cheap, not when it's more expensive. So.
Yeah, or if you want to get anything from TeePublic, go through our link, transmissionspodcast.com/store. Or
shop, I think, is
that will work.
Okay.
I will make sure that works, but yeah, /shop. And whatever you order there will be a 30% off, and we will get a little bit of affiliate kickback.
So if this was
don't be like Bombshell, be a kickback.
If this was their Black Friday sale, what is it now? Like, is it Black Friday 2, the return of the percentage?
Black December.
It's just Christmas discounts, I think.
That's just not as fun. It needs to have a fun, catchy name.
It's a Christmas horror movie, whatever name you can come up with.
The other thing we should mention is that if you do want to get this stuff before Christmas, there are some dates you need to keep in mind. So I think for the lowest shipping, if you're in the US, you need to order by December 11th. If you're in Canada, you need to order by December 8th. If you're in the UK, by December 4th. So I think that's already passed, unfortunately. And yeah, internationally, but you can still, if you pay a little bit more, you can still get them. But yeah, so we'll have a link in the show notes for all those shipping dates too. But that's important to, so want to make sure if you're ordering something for a Christmas gift, you get it by Christmas. So you definitely want to keep track of that. Because who doesn't want a Transmissions T-shirt for Christmas or hoodie or mug?
A horrible person. That's it.
All right, so let's get into some toy news.
All right, this week I'm starting off with a re-release, but a premium re-release. So this is Make Toys Cross Dimensions Striker Manus. This is a figure that's been out for a while. It's getting a reshelling, not really a reshelling, but a repainting, and it's a shiny one. So it's getting a really nice metallic paint job, and this was a really popular figure. I passed on it originally. I'm looking at it again with a new appreciation. It's still a pretty sexy bot. The robot mode is a lot more, cool to me than the alt mode, although the alt mode still looks pretty badass. But that metallic paint job that they're putting on it right now for this new premium re-release is really selling it for me. I don't know. Things that are supposed to be metal kind of should be shiny and look metal to me for some reason. According to the article, it's going to sell for around $90 and it's expected in January. So look out for that. Guys, does this paint job, make it more appealing to you? Jeremy?
The paint job is nice. I like that. But my issue with this is there's something about the waist that just is odd. It's got a thrusting crotch. Well, it looks like it's got like a triple jointed waist. Like there's one picture of him like coming towards you with his axe, and it looks like the waist isn't actually connected.
Oh, okay.
And it just, I don't know, that throws me off. And I've never been a fan of the vehicle mode with the thing on top, like the Classics Prime. And that I just never have liked that little kind of curve thing on top, and that's what this one has in vehicle mode.
Yeah,
but other than that, I mean, the figure looks nice.
Off and becomes a gun, though.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, if it comes off. But, I mean, the figure does look nice, and if it wasn't for the waist, I would consider it.
Charles, does his waist bother you? Looks like he can thrust for days.
Well, I guess that'll satisfy someone. Not me, but no, I mean, it's the waist for me is fine, but what I actually don't like is the vehicle mode, like the kind of, it looks like the front of the truck just looks like it's his Optimus Prime's chest rather than a truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of, it doesn't peg together like it looks like a solid object. It looks like it's like you can clearly see it's two body parts that are just been folded into a truck-like shape. So that is a little off-putting for me. But the robot mode is pretty. I think I like the stylized. The metallic finish does look give it a better look. But yeah, this is not really for me. I do think it's in a show where we're about to talk about even more primes. It's funny we've got this third party prime to talk about first. Mm-hmm. Does this also have like an add-on kit that makes it a Power Master Prime too? Is that the
no? That's not this one. This is the one that is now going to be able to combine with the Jetfire that they're doing. The one that kind of looks like the Avengers jet. So yeah.
Okay.
But you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's the robot mode is stylish. Vehicle mode, not really feeling it, but sure, for it's a good aesthetic, I guess.
All right. Well, anybody else that's thinking about getting this thing, pre-orders are up, so take a look and remember, it's about $90. Next thing on my list here, I just threw this on the list because I had almost forgotten about it completely. This thing caught a lot of attention this week, especially on social media, Facebook and Twitter and stuff, and I was definitely one of them that it got the attention of. This is, I don't even know the company name because I'm literally going off the seat of my pants right now trying to figure out trying to get all the pictures and stuff in place. This is the RC figure that definitely garnered all that attention. It's an RC that's based on the playable video, like the video game. What was that one? I can't remember the name of the video game, but it's the one that I think was getting canceled. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the alt mode looks pretty sick. It's a decent looking alt mode for RC, and but the robot mode, they've given it very voluptuous curves, and I don't know. For me, this is something that definitely shouldn't be part of a Transformer figure. We've talked about this recently with one of the statues. Again, RC statue. They've given RC very curvaceous breasts on this figure, and I just wanted to have a quick discussion about it here with you guys because this caught me off guard, and generally not too pleased with it. I know there's a fandom out there for it, but I think it crosses a line a bit into, I don't want to say it's not fetish, but it's kind of blurring the line between like Transformer, fandom and like an anime or like hentai stuff. I don't know. I don't know enough about that world. I stay away from it. I'm not really into it, but I don't know. This took me back a bit. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Charles?
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I mean, generally, to each their own. I mean, I'm sure there are people who like this, but I'm not a fan of giving I'm all for female Transformers. I would like to have more female Transformers. I don't think they need to have human proportions that are making them look like porn stars or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it seems weird. It seems, like porn exists. If you need that, that's fine. But you don't need to turn RC into, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
it's fine. But I mean, it's not for me. It's clearly not for me. For whoever likes it, have fun, enjoy it. But it's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like if they didn't have the breastplate, it would be an awesome looking RC, and not just one thing changes, your whole opinion about the figure. And I would be interested to see if they released one with a more traditional robotic looking chest, because like you said, the vehicle looks amazing. I mean, you have like the individual seats, and I mean, it looks really sharp. Well, actually, literally sharp, too. There's some parts that look like they could cut you. But then when you go to the robot mode, it's like, what even part of the car would those be? I mean, they are obviously hidden in vehicle mode. I guess they're airbags, but... Sorry, that was low-hanging fruit. Wow. I couldn't not go there. But, they're stored inside the car mode.
Right.
Hidden. So it's not like they, like the legs you can see form the, sides of the car. So it's just, there's no real point to it other than to appeal to that particular audience.
Yeah. I think you're right. If this thing did have an interchanging breastplate, it would be interesting to see what it looked like with a normal, geometrical kind of
squared off
shaped
robotic looking.
I don't know. This is, I mean, we've all seen the figures that are anime, and there's a name for, I don't know. I'm sure Mikey or Andy that are listening to this are they're commenting on it. They were commenting on the thread that I had on Twitter, telling me that it's it's art and stuff, and I agree. There's somebody out there that likes this, and sure, it could be art to that person. I don't find it that, but that's fine. It's their cup of tea.
I mean, it's definitely art. It's just it's not.
Yeah.
I prefer my Transformers to not look not have obvious human elements outside of the face.
Yeah. So
Moonbase 2 on this will be interesting.
Yes. I hope that they discuss it. I really do, because I'd love to hear their take, because I know that they're much more on the pro side of this than I am. So I'd like to hear their take on it.
Looking at the Twitter thread, it looks like it was tongue in cheek for them. I mean, Mikey in particular says it's ridiculous.
Sure.
So I don't think they're that pro. I mean, I think they're like, okay, it exists, it's fine, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I'd like to see somebody who knows the anime side of it more, right? Because I'm coming at it very ignorant, not knowing any kind of anime and any kind of any side of where the designer may be kind of referencing. So
I mean, I don't know if this is referencing a particular anime. I mean, anime in general does have
true.
there are certain types of anime that are just have fan service. I mean, fan service is not restricted to anime. You find that in lots of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very particular fan service in terms of like appealing to straight guys. So I don't know.
All right. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about this week. Thanks for indulging me here, guys. Jeremy, what's your topics?
I'm going to jump to some feedback real quick first, because the feedback directly talks about what we're going to get into with this new Masterpiece Prime, the MP-44. So we had some feedback on our YouTube posting of episode 305. Clifton Smith pointed out that Magic Square and Transform Element, their third-party primes are in the 125 to 135 range, and he speculated that the Takara one would be around 225 to 250. And then Ryan Wick said it'd be about 440 for MP-44. And I guess Ryan is the winner because that's closer to realism if we're going by Price is Right rules.
I'm sure he probably posted that after
the initial...
he might have. The word came out.
But wouldn't Ryan leave wouldn't Ryan lose because he went over?
Well, no, because the official, like the first posting was exactly what he said.
Right,
so you probably
that's
saw
true.
that. So MP-44 we have official pictures, and various stores put it up. Some of them put the price up, and like Big Bad Toy Store is actually taking the price down. Daryl was telling me before the show that it was what, 600 or
no.
Oh no. That was somewhere. Where did I see the 600? Oh, that was TF Source. Oh, not 600. TF Source has it for $369.90.
TF Source does?
Robot Kingdom, sorry. TF Source has
Robot Kingdom. Robot Kingdom had it for
I closed the tab.
$369.90.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Robot Kingdom is $369.90.
Your facts are about as good as mine.
TF Source has it for $449.99. So TF Source has it at the high end for $450. And that is just insane for this. Going over what we have here this is the animation look Optimus Prime. It does have die cast. It comes with your trailer, a rifle, an axe, all that stuff we always get. A jetpack, which is new. You get roller. It comes with 2 energy spikes. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't seen a picture of those, but it also comes with 3 heads. You get the standard Optimus head. You get an Optimus mask, which will go over a Starscream head. And then you get Starscream shoulder pieces, a Matrix, a battle damage piece, and an Energon pump with hose and nozzle. And I believe it also comes with Spike and Spark Plug. Is that right? Or is that a third party? Right. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at a different site there. Oh, you actually get Spike, Spark Plug, and Carly. So does all of that justify the price? I mean, in my opinion, no, because this is the third version of Optimus Prime, even though it's a completely new mold.
I think it's funny that it even comes with like the Starscream shoulders, so you can complete the effect of Starscream in disguise.
Yeah, I mean, that's a neat thing, but how much does that add on to the cost, honestly?
Yeah, 3 cents.
So, I mean, there's been a ton of uproar online about this, obviously. And I believe that's probably why Big Bad took the price down. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's supposed to come out in August 2019, so there's still plenty of time. But Daryl, what do you think? Is this price worth it? If say it was over $350?
First off, that's a lot of stuff for it to come with. All right, that's by far the most accessories that an MP Optimus has ever come with. The fact that it comes with Starscream accessories to make him look like that one time in the show where he did the thing is hysterical. So do all the Starscream fans out there get this thing because it's, an awkward, Starscream toy? Maybe. If we're going by DJ Ronan, I guess it's a yes. I guess so. But this is a ridiculous price. Like, absolutely, ridiculous. I have MP-01, like I'm sure a lot of people do. I have MP-10, like I'm sure a lot of people do. And both of them are really interesting figures. There's a huge amount of time that's passed between the design of both of those, and MP-10 was designed a number of years ago. So I'm sure that toy engineering has changed quite a bit since, they put this out. So this third version is going to have a lot of different things that MP-10 didn't. The figure itself looks fine. A lot of comments are about his big white diaper, which, I mean, honestly, I don't care too much about. It looks animation accurate as far as it can do. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look the half bad. His backpack on the back of him seems a little too big for him. I think MP-10 did a lot better. Honestly, as far as the price goes, it's a lot. It's an awful lot. So I know that the difference between, Robot Kingdom at $369 or $370 and then, TF Source at $449 is...
Yeah, Chosen Prime also has it for $449.
Okay, so that's a huge difference. What, $80? So even with shipping, you can buy one from from Robot Kingdom and still save the money. But I'm sure that Big Bad's trying to do something to get their prices down, because they're going to lose their shirt on these things if people start buying them from Japan.
Yeah,
but
one thing, Chosen Prime has some, like all the pictures there. I posted a picture of all the accessories in our Discord here. I mean, when you look at them laid out like this, it does look like you're getting a lot. One concern I have for the figure, there's a picture that they have with him swinging the Energon axe, and you can kind of really see the waist swivel, which it looks okay. It's not as bad as the third party one we just talked about from Make Toys, but his arm, he's got the proportions are so weird. It's got like the skinny little upper arm and this thicker lower arm, and just the elbow. It's like we're back to that Constructicon problem with the bad elbows. So, I mean, honestly, that's enough for me to not be on board with this figure. Charles, where do you come in on this elbow gate now that I've just discovered?
I mean, that doesn't bother me too much. I think the face the face sculpt is really good. I mean, it's really really captures the animated Optimus Prime look. I still have a problem with the whole like rotating chest in truck and robot mode. That seems kind of weird to me. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it does. I mean, it does give you like everything you could want to pose this guy in your, as an animated Optimus Prime, and then like showing that the trailer can hold so many of the Masterpiece cars too.
Well, and then you have those human figures that come with it can actually sit in the cab.
Yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, but I think there's such a thing as too much adherence to detail, I guess. I mean, for all these little details, did you like you've made the basic transformation of the figure like some completely bonkers. So I mean, I don't know. It's like it's a different grill, a different chest. It's like, why?
Well, I mean, we've had that since the original Power Master Prime.
That's true. That is true.
So
I didn't like it then either.
It's not like it's something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest concern is will the market pay this price for yet another Prime? I mean, isn't the market saturated with even just official Optimus Primes at this point?
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, we're getting to the, like, I remember, people complaining, like what, 10 years ago when the movies, the live action movies started out and they had, you just had wall to wall bumblebees in the stores. Are we getting to that point with Optimus Prime? Although, I mean, you don't get stores flooded with Optimus Prime, but you get so many different Optimus Prime figures. It's too much, but I mean, their primary market is Japan, so maybe in Japan it's enough to sustain their market, and like all the overseas market is just auxiliary to them. They don't care about whether Americans are importing this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Another thing you got to remember is with this being expensive, let's say just for argument's sake that it is on the lower tier at the 370 mark. This is MP-44. MP-43 is Beast Wars Megatron, another insanely expensive figure. And I mean, it's not part of our topic list, but it's there, is that it's been delayed until April, the first week of April. So it was expected in January. So everyone's, money that they've saved up, is expected to be spent in January is now going to be spent in April. So whether or not they're, budgeting for this, and we'll just have it sitting there. I know that I generally don't have the willpower to just let money sit around for 4 months, 5 months, whatever. I would expect that this is going to throw people's budgets into whack if this thing just, it's expected in August, like you said, and it's another huge chunk of cash, right? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I hope that they get it down to the low end. Yeah. I mean, I definitely like one just because I like collecting the G1 Masterpiece stuff, but it'll be a really tight one for me to get, because that's 370, 450 US. It's what, $1 million Canadian?
$1,000,001.
$1,000,001. It's a lot.
Well, we like I said, it comes out in August, so we'll have a lot of time to speculate and complain.
Yeah.
So let's move on, I guess. Charles, what do you have this week?
All right. So first up, I've got an update on that rumor we had about this Generation Select series. Now we have images. So we've got the Red Swoop and Ricochet. So these are two figures that are going to be online exclusives coming from Hasbro. And they are basically redecos of existing figures. So Ricochet is, of course, a repaint of Jazz. Power of the Prime's Jazz, to be specific. And Red Swoop is a repaint of Power of the Prime's Blue Swoop. So Red Swoop is because that harkens back to his G1 toy, whereas Blue Swoop is more of his animation model. And Ricochet is the Japanese exclusive Target Master that was the same mold as Jazz. So these figures look pretty good. I'd say for me, I'm more interested in Ricochet just because I like the paint job and the design of it as a redeco of Jazz more than just turning Swoop red. Swoop is not different enough for me, I guess. But the thing that's a minus for me is that, of course, Ricochet was a Target Master, and this Ricochet does not have a Target Master partner. So that's kind of a bummer.
Maybe they'll fill that hole in with something in the Siege line.
Yeah, but you got to buy it separately. So, but I mean, these are. So, Jeremy, do you think these are enough to pick up as another set of figures that you'd be interested in?
They look nice. If I didn't already have Swoop, I would go for it. I mean, I wish they would make all the Dinobots in the Select line where it'll be easier to pick up. Mm-hmm. Because there's still a few that I haven't been able to find. But Ricochet looks nice. I like the colors. The gold and black always works well together, and they did a pretty good job on there. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping this whole Generation Select thing is successful here, so it can continue and we can get some of these that kind of, they probably would have been BotCon exclusives because they've done, like they did a Shattered Glass Ricochet, years ago. These things that mass market might not really go for, but they can offer online only. I just hope this succeeds because it's a really good idea, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's an opportunity where, Transformers is known for mold reuse. So if you have characters that are maybe not as prominent, you can put them in this select line and satisfy fans who want those characters, but that share a mold with a more mass market toy. Daryl, what do you think? Are you interested in either of these guys?
Well, I really do like the look of Ricochet. I think he looks really, really nice. The blue lights and on the front really do accent it very, very well. I agree with Jeremy, though, that Swoop, he's Swoop. Doesn't change it that much. I mean, he matches the G1 Swoop that I have, so that would probably be the only draw for me to get it. The downside,
he doesn't have the gold inside the beak like the
that's
the
true.
other one did.
Yeah, but the downside for me is that I would very much expect these things to be extremely difficult for me to get in Canada. So these would be online order, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's well, I guess they're being they're done through on Big Bad right now. So that's interesting.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I just saw the link there. So both of them are separate, $21.99 a piece. I thought they'd be sold through Hasbro Toy Shop, which is a pain in the ass for Canadians. But if they're done through the regular channels like Big Bad and all the other ones, then so TF Source, Robot Kingdom, Hobbylink Japan, Chosen Prime, Toy Jojo, and Ages 3 and Up. And Ages 3 and Up is the Canadian site, so I should be able to get them pretty easily. But no, they're nice. I like them. I'd like to see what they do next because Swoop's a little boring. Ricochet's cool. The mold itself is not very cool, but it's a neat looking figure here. But yeah, no, I'd like to see what they come up with next. Also, both these guys are combiner limbs, so might do something neat with that.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully, this one doesn't have a MAGA and Cybertronian on it anywhere.
I expect so.
All right, so that's one toy topic. Then I wanted to also mention some rumors that we have of upcoming toys in the movie Masterpiece Studio Series and War for Cybertron Siege. So we've got this comes from a Chinese site, Baidu, and it's allegedly a retailer listing for a bunch of upcoming toys. In the Studio Series, there's apparently going to be a deluxe High Tower, which is another Constructicon for Devastator, and then Drift, which is maybe not the same Drift that we're getting with the as an exclusive with the mini Dinobots. So it might be a separate Drift figure. And
didn't that one only have one of his alt modes?
Yeah, so maybe this one has
Wasn't
the
he
other.
a triple changer?
Yeah, he was a triple changer in the movie. They didn't really highlight that fact, but I don't think any of his toys were triple changers. But it's like some of them were helicopters, some of them were cars. So I don't know. Maybe this one will be a helicopter. There's two Voyagers listed: KSI Boss and Hero, which could be references. KSI Boss could be a reference to Age of Extinction Galvatron, and Hero could be any Autobot, I guess. And then there's a new leader class listing for Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. So those are the Studio Series. Then for Movie Masterpiece releases, there's just 1 and 2, Movie Masterpiece 1 and Movie Masterpiece 2. So no idea what those could be. We'll see. And then in War for Cybertron, Siege, there are some listings. I guess this is independent confirmation of what we already had talked about earlier. We've got Springer, Thundercracker, Barricade. We've talked about rumors of those figures coming already. A fan vote Autobot, which was Mirage. We know that was the fan vote. because it was Mirage and Impactor, I guess. Impactor was the quote-unquote Decepticon in that fan vote. And then there's a listing for a leader class Optimus Prime. That's interesting because they're just putting out a Voyager Optimus Prime in Wave 1. So putting out a leader class Optimus Prime right on its heels, and with the play pattern that the leader figures have had in the War for Cybertron Siege line, means it'll probably have some kind of battle armor. And some speculation that it'll be a Power Master or a Gaijinrai homage, but no real information. It's just a rumor that it's a leader class figure, so we don't really know what it'll be. Then some more interesting listings, because we've got Greenlight, who is another female Autobot that was shown in the original G1 cartoon. She didn't have any dialogue or get name checked there, but she has popped up in later comics. In particular, I think in the IDW universe, they had a Greenlight character. And so it's possible that could just be another recolor of the existing Moonracer / Chromium mold, but we don't know. Then Skywarp, which would then complete the trio of Seekers in their Tetrajet modes, with Thundercracker and Starscream already listed. Then a Firestormer pack, which includes Sideswipe and Slam Dance. That could be interesting. So another Sideswipe character version, maybe a G2 Sideswipe? That'd be nice. I don't know. And then Slam Dance. Slam Dance was the two tapes that combined into a robot. So maybe another weaponizer figure, like Cog or Six Gun. So lots of rumors. Jeremy, anything here looking really good to you or interesting for you?
Well, I'm on board with the Sideswipe if it's G2.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine if they do the armor thing on the Prime, they will call it Apex Armor, because that's what they've been doing.
Mm.
And I mean, I want to see this Voyager Springer.
Yeah.
We haven't had an official Springer really since the Generations one, and I would like to see kind of the War for Cybertron take on it.
Mm-hmm. Daryl, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm really interested to see the fan vote stuff, because they have what's his name in there?
Impactor?
Yeah, Impactor. That's the one. Yeah, him. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Impactor is. If they use a previously used mold or they make something new. I hope it's new. But so I'm excited about that one. Plus, it's the one I voted for. So Springer will be nice as long as they're doing triple changers still. That needs to be a triple changer. The movie Masterpiece stuff, I could care less about. Same as the studio series. Like I said before, I'm done with movie stuff, so it definitely lightens the load right now. I don't have to worry about buying things at the store because everything's studio series or movie Masterpiece. The War for Cybertron stuff, though, what is it? The Green Light. I'm curious about that. Slam Dance was one of my favorite figures when I was a kid, so I'm interested to see what that turns out to be. So there's a couple things on here that I'm really interested in.
Yeah, I hope Green Light is a new mold too. I don't know. The speculation is that it's just a reskin of the Moonracer Chromium mold, but I'd like to see a different female Autobot design. That would be cool.
Yeah, especially where it could be a pre-mold for later War for Cybertron female Autobots or Transformers.
Yeah, and I'm curious about Slam Dance too. What that will involve. So maybe it'll be in the same kind of style as the Duocons they've already released, since that could be like it's kind of a Duocon if you squint, or a Duobot, I guess, since you have the two vehicles that combine into the robot. I would totally
say that they're Duocons. They don't really have alt modes or robot modes by themselves.
They need to introduce Slide just to jab at those of us that read the comic.
Just by himself or by herself.
I mean, you could do the whole Duocon. I couldn't remember what her other half was called.
Euler.
Charles knows.
Euler. Yeah.
Well, that's
it would be funny if they just released Slide by herself.
That's the reverse of a Duocon or Duobot, because it's two robots that turn into a single vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's that's all the toy topics here. So let's move on to some rapid fire toys.
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody.
All right, and this week we've got a quick little update from Toy Hacks. This is their November update. It came in, I think, the day after our last recording, so a little late, but whatever, it's here. So November. They have a really cool set for Punch Counter Punch, the exclusive, the Amazon exclusive. So take a look at that if you have that. They've also gone and made a set for Power of the Prime's Nemesis Prime. That's I guess it's an exclusive figure as well. I can't remember where you were able to get that one. It was like a convention exclusive at one point. But
was it Amazon?
I'm not sure. I know I never really tried to get it, so. But if you've got it, it's available for a nice, cool sticker set here. One of the coolest things I've seen them do in a long time is this next one. The Walgreens, or here in Canada, EB Games exclusive Wreck-Gar is a remold of Groove. We all know that. But Junkions, there should be more of them. And so Wreck-Gar, since there's only one, Toy Hacks has gone and made a sticker set for the Junkions out of this Wreck-Gar one. So what you need to do is you need to buy 3 of them. I know, that's tough. But they've gone and they've made 3 different sticker sets to turn 3 Wreck-Gars into 3 different characters. One being Wreck-Gar, of course. But then they're turning one of them into Rubbish and another one into Trash Cannon, which I think is really cool. So the thing is about the heads. So Trash Cannon's head is actually the combination port turned upside down. So his head's a square peg. But it's got a face on it with the sticker. So I think that's very clever. And then the Trash Cannon's head is Wreck-Gar's head just turned around. So you're looking at the back of his head, but they put a bit of a face or an eye on it or something like that. But all of these sticker sets make them all look very different, and I think it's very clever, and good job on them if you'd like to army build your Junkions. Next, they've got a new set for Nova Star, which gives her raised treads on the wheels, which is really cool. And you get some extras for Moon Racer on there as well. So if you've got both and you want them to have rubber feeling wheels, then go ahead. And if you've got the old, so if you were able to replace Blastoff with the one that came off of the exclusive from Amazon, giving you a set for that old Combiner Wars Blastoff. They're going to turn him into Shakedown, and it's one of their own creator-owned characters now. They're giving it a whole new sticker set and a whole new backstory too. It's pretty cool. So take a look at that if you're interested. It's pretty fun. They've got a new set for Studio Series Starscream. Looks pretty awesome. And then want to turn your Masterpiece Soundwave into a cartoon-looking Soundwave. So they've got the cell-shaded sets, 2 of them, set A and set B, so 2 different looks for your Masterpiece Soundwave. And that's pretty cool. Next, they've got a set of insignias for the Dinobots. So we've got our sets here of the Power of the Prime's Dinobots. Plus, if you've got any of those like pocket scale Dinobots, these will work on them as well. It's a really small set of symbols for Dinobots. Pretty cool. Turns the Autobot logo into a bit more gnarly one. And a couple third-party ones here. This one here is for the set. I picked it up at TFCon Chicago. This is for the MFT Huge Dragon. It's the Omega Supreme, the pocket scale Omega Supreme. It gives a lot more detail to that. And they've also done a set for the Sentinel version, so Iron Sentinel. It's the blue one, and it looks really good as well. And last but not least, they've done a set for Mastermind Creations Magna, and that's the first set for they're Skylinks, so the bottom half. And again, as expected, it looks absolutely stunning. So take a look at that and pick up some sets of stickers from Toy Hacks.
Well, that does it for Rapid Fire Toys, so let's move on to some trips to the store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformers stuff we got this week. We do this as a YouTube video, so you can see all our stuff in beautiful high definition. But we'll also put the audio right here in the podcast, so you can keep listening and listen to us describe everything as we show it off. So without further ado, trips to the store. All right, so let's talk about stuff we got this week, and I'm going to go first. So Yoshi is not here this week, but he makes his presence felt with postcards. Here they are, more postcards. I got 3 postcards this week. So I think this is K-Girl's rendition of the DJD. That's awesome art. I got Josh Burcham's Seekers, Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. That's cool. And I think this is K-Girl, Cheetor, and Tarantulas, too. I'm not going to show the other side of the podcast or of the postcards. You know what's on the other side. You know it's the same joke. But
hey, every show is someone's first show.
Well, I'm not saying it. Go back and watch last week's YouTube video. But thank you for the awesome art for these postcards. So thank you, Josh Burcham and K-Girl. So these are nice, although the post office did kind of mess up the art a little bit. But that's cool. Also, I got some comics from KRS Comics. I got their exclusive Unicron number 6 covers. So that's these are both based on, I guess, the Thanos. So
Thanos,
whatever.
Thanos.
It's Unicron or Unicorn. I don't know. So these are cool. One you can write your own little speech bubble in for Unicron, and one has the "You belong to me." And I did pick up a figure at my local Target. I was lucky enough to find Flywheels at my Target. Cool. Yes, the package says Skytread, but I think Flywheels sounds better. He's cool. He comes with 2 guns. He's a Duocon, and his gun is also a Duocon. So I think we talked about that when we first saw it, didn't we? I don't know. I don't remember. But it's like a Joker gun from the first Batman movie, the 89 Batman movie. Yeah. Exactly, Daryl. So I brought out my battle trap to compare the two, because they are basically the same size, and they have the same connector port, so you can actually mix and match them.
So they can change their pants.
So, of course, Flywheels does not form 2 smaller robots, so his connector port is not a head, whereas with Battle Trap it is. So, but yeah, they fits on. It's a snug fit. It works. There it is. And so now they can swap, go out on night on the town, have a fancy night on the town with their new pants. Flywheels is a pretty solid figure. He's not as I think Battle Trap is a little bit fiddly because he has a robot mode worked into each half, but Flywheels is a little bit more solid because there's no additional robot mode. He just turns into a tank and a jet. So, but it's cool that they had the attention to detail to make him compatible with Battle Trap. And he does come with weapons. So Battle Trap didn't come with any weapons, but Flywheels does. So that's neat. I did see a Cog at Target, but I didn't pick him up. And I saw a Hound too. So they're expensive. Deluxes are expensive though. They went up to $20. So that's not cool. So that's what I got this week. Jeremy, what'd you get?
I got the same Unicron comics you did.
Nice.
So I won't really comment more on them other than they're homaging Thanos.
Thanos.
Yeah. So I also have some TFCon stuff that I forgot as I was doing some cleaning. Render Form, which is his name, Azim.
Yeah.
Vinksta. He was doing something at TFCon. He does accessories and add-on kits and stuff. He was doing something where like things that didn't pass his quality control. If you showed you followed him on Twitter, you could just pick, from these swords that he did, one of the ones that didn't pass his QC. So I have this sword. It's got a 5mm plug, and the hilt of the sword has the G2 Autobot logo in it.
No,
it's really
nice.
neat. It's got some nice weight to it. I can't tell what would be wrong with it. It looks perfectly fine to me. So, cool free sword or letter opener. I don't know. And then a courtesy of Charles. This is originally from TFCon Toronto, but made its way via Daryl to me.
From me.
Oh, sorry. This is courtesy Daryl. Sorry, Charles.
I bought one for you too, Jeremy, but since Daryl got one for you, I just kept it. So I have two now. We can give away or something. I don't know what we can do with it.
Yeah. So this is a little yes button, I guess. Yes. From David K. Yes. So, and it is signed by David K., which is awesome.
Nice.
So, expect some yeses to be on the soundboard shortly. And then finally, I was at Wizard World Madison this weekend, and I did a couple panels, but I also got some art. And before I get to the Transformers art, I wanted to show the related, because it was a buy two get one free deal for $20 a piece. I got this little it did like little kid versions of characters. So this is the Flash. He's riding a little a horse thing, and then I have here Batman in a little kind of toy Batmobile thing, like a little ride you would see outside a supermarket.
Batman looks super happy to be riding his little baby Batmobile.
Batman doesn't smile. But so that was all leading me up to the reason I stopped at the guy's booth was he did an Optimus Prime playing with a little toy dump truck.
Oh, that's cute. That's cool.
So got this. The Flash is going to be a Christmas present for my kid, and Batman's going to someone else, and Prime is staying with me. So not bad for $40. Got 3 pieces of art, and then I won a contest from the same booth, and I got a smaller print of Mad Max. He's driving a little RC car. So that, I believe, is everything for me. So, Daryl, how about you?
I had made a conscious effort to not combine the Dinobots from Power of the Primes, but once my daughter found out that they combined, we combined them. So, yes, we've got Volcanicus here. You can definitely tell the shit parts of him here, like up in the chest and the really spindly arm bits and stuff. So the add-on kit that is made for him, there's a lot of places there where it will help. I'm not getting it. This thing is, just being combined for playtime, and that's it.
It's for entertainment purposes only.
A couple things I did get at TFCon still. This is, I had a G1 Siren body forever, and I finally picked up a head for him. So, hey, now I can display him now. So I need a bunch of stuff for him still. A helmet, a gun, and then the 2 guns on his helmet, whatever those are for. But, yeah, so really happy to have Siren now. He's a figure I never had as a kid, but he's fun. Little junior headmaster. But yeah, those are fun. And another figure that I had a junker for a while, and I picked up another junker to combine junkers. this is trigger happy. And the one I had a missing screw in his leg and missing the plug there, as well as one of the arms was busted pretty good. So I got a junker at TFCon for $5 and was able to get the pieces that I needed off of him. I do have an elastic up here holding this gun up, but that's only because it's really loose. This gun still has the little peg on it, which connects in alt mode. This one doesn't. So even though this one holds itself up really well, this one's still pretty floppy. So still needs a little bit of work. Plus it still needs blowpipe and his gun. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to have him there as well.
In America, elastics are called rubber bands.
Oh, you guys do things weird. Also this week, I finally framed some artwork that I've had for a while. You guys remember Rob Cantu did some art for us? This is my Starscream print that he did. Not print, sorry. This is the piece of original art that he did for me. This is Starscream in the Game of Thrones style chair. So this is really awesome.
Nice.
I'm really glad to have it in a frame now, finally. He also did an original piece just for me. I described what I wanted it to do or wanted it to be, and this is the Predaking going against the third season characters, and it's a really, really nice piece here. There's a lot of glare, but that's okay. We've seen this before. I've showed it, but now it's in a nice frame. But the big thing that I wanted to get done when I was framing was I wanted to take my original piece of comic book art from Alex Milne and put it in a frame, but I also wanted to put it in with the original page as well. So here it is here. So this is from, what is it? It's from More Than Meets the Eye number 18, page 9. And there's the original piece of art. I've showed it before, but now it's in a frame with a printed off page with the completed page beside it. So that'll go up in the house here somewhere, and it looks really good beside the original. So I like it. It looks really awesome. So yeah, but that's it. That's all I got this week. Yeah, pretty happy to have those things in frames now.
Cool. Here's Flywheels decombined for anyone who's curious.
Here's an empty pop can.
Wham bam.
Got some batteries here. Yes.
All right. So that will do it for this week's trips to the store. All right. We're back from our trips to the store, and we'll finish up the show with some convention news.
Only one thing this week in convention news, and that is that TFCon Los Angeles 2019 tickets are now on sale. If you want to go and join such illustrious people as Yoshi, you can go to tfcon.com/tickets. I believe we previously announced the hotel block is also there, so you can get the hotel. The tickets, they are doing the premium pass again. That's $100. It's limited to 100 people. The regular weekend pass price is $50. And then if you want day of, like just a Saturday only, general admission is $25. So, I mean, it's still a pretty good deal, but unfortunately, most of us aren't going to make it. But Yoshi will be there. So that's it for convention news.
This just in. The hotel block for Toronto 2019 TFCon is on sale as well.
Oh.
No.
Hey. So there's some news, and that is July 12th through 14th. Mm-hmm. So TFCon LA is in April, I believe. I mean,
March.
I'll reopen that. March. So TFCon USA 2019, March 15th through 17th, and Toronto is July 12th through 14th. Mm-hmm. So get on that. You will definitely see Daryl at Toronto, and I know I'm trying to make it work, so we'll see.
Yeah, the Toronto convention is pretty easy for me to get to. It's less than 2 hours. It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, you just go across the street. That's a deep pool.
I honestly think I'm closer to the Toronto convention than Chris Vangelis.
All right. Well, that's convention news. So,
all right. Well, that will do it for the end of the show. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
Recording. Do we get it?
All right.
Okay.
A yelling recording in my ear does not help.
Recording.
I forget about Craig all the time.
We don't speak about Zencaster. All right. We ready?
I think so.
I guess. we can give up waiting on Yoshi.
Yeah.
Oh, we're alone now. I think we're alone now.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to be
Doesn't
anyone
seem
else
to be anyone around.
Yeah.
They all left.
Except for Craig.